and welcome back, picking up where we left off last time in the Long Dark, where we're going to start off this part by getting the character warm, to be fair. So I'm going to go ahead and put this torch out. Disassemble it, and then we're going to probably take about an hour nap in that bed. Let's make sure the character is fully warm. Because the next bit is going to be... Well, it's not going to be as long as it often could be when the bear is up, because I'm just going to be able to waltz past the bear spot. But we got a bit of a walk, because we got to at least walk back up to the cave before the character can really get warm again. The character also has no coal, which I suppose is one thing I can check the cave for when we get there. The character has a bunch of fatigue because we've been eating sweet. I don't like that I found the moose. Or, well, I'll put that a different way. I don't like that the moose found me.
Too much stuff to carry.
That was not where I was expecting to find a moose. Wasn't expecting to find it during the night. So the level of fog made me almost walk face first into a moose, apparently. Well, there's the moose. Where am I now? So a side effect of the near miss with the moose is I'm actually got myself a little bit lost here. Okay, okay. Well, like, for a moment, I'm in a place where the moose can't get to me, but that doesn't make me feel safe. This is the wrong relative map. Yeah, this is the first time I've run into the moose up here, so... Plus the fog isn't helping. Let's try to sprint away from the moose. Hopefully we can get to where I think I'm going, or I run into the moose again.
Can't feel my hands.
So in the last part, we went ahead and mapped one of the Polaroid locations. This one, we're trying to basically get back up to the cave we went via to get up here. Well, that's not the way we want to go.
Die if I don't warm up soon.
Because that's the way... But basically, there's a fork up there where we took the left side of the fork to come down here to Minus Folly, and we're going to take the right side of the fork this time to go up to the gold mine. Okay, this is the right way this time. Fog is lifted enough that I can see where I'm going. With impending vitamin C problems, I'm hopefully using the rose hips here to stave off the scurvy. Probably isn't going to be a big issue for well, because What likely ended up happening, which is why scurvy popped up so suddenly, was I probably had a big fish meal, like 20 days ago in-game or something, that rolled off. So I went from nothing to, oh, you have a vitamin C warning, but the warning isn't really getting worse quickly. Oh, we're warm in here. We'll take a moment to warm up. Obviously, the visibility during the night is not going to be usable, and I don't want to read the book. Oh, apparently outside we have enough light from the moon to read the sewing primer. Honestly, that's not necessarily the worst thing to do with my time, so I'm actually going to read sewing primer. 1 hour at a time to warm up in the cave here. Wait, it looks like the temperature dropped a bit, so we're not warming up as quickly. If that's the case, I'd rather get to the cave. Because I know I'll be warm in the cave that we're headed towards. Light here, I can't see if there's anything actually on that sign. Written-wise. It is pointing in the direction that the trail goes, so... Wouldn't surprise me if there was something written on it, and better visibility to see, but...
My fingers feel numb.
Yeah, I think we crossed one bridge to get down here. Oh no, it's up here. So that's the way we're gonna go after we're warmed up.
Wait. I'm so cold, I'm warming up again.
I think from here, I think that the top of that waterfall area is actually the lower area of the gold mine to give you an idea of where we are eventually going to go. So I'm going to duck in this cave.
This pack is
I
getting
did
kind of heavy.
a decent amount of sprinting, so we can go ahead and sleep for an hour to warm up. A little bit of a check around to see if you can find some coal without climbing down into the lower part of the cave. I think the answer is probably going to be no, but at least worth a check. It likely hasn't been long enough for it to respawn. Because I'm also running a little low on lantern fuel. Which in the long run isn't a problem, because I can always just go down to the coastline to pick more up, but that, of course, requires going down to the coastline to pick more up, which is not what I want to do right now. Okay. Actually, that's the thing I could do. Let's harvest and cook that wolf. Yeah, we'll light the light the torch so we know where we're putting this campfire. And then we'll light the campfire using the torch. And then we'll put the torch back out and we'll feed a couple sticks into the fire.
Turned out pretty well.
We're inside, so this fire is going to last the advertised amount of time. Which, to be fair, isn't often the case, but... And take the guts off, and the hide. And of course we'll leave the guts and the hides in the cave, which may come in useful later, because at some point we'll probably want to make fishing tackle or something up here, but... When we eat the meat, the carcass is empty. Hydrate the character. Do I want to make a pie right now? No, we'll be just fine with heading off as is. I am going to wait for the fire to burn out, so I can take some charcoal out of it. Oops. Not allowed to map indoors. And we put enough sticks in this fire, there should be 1, maybe 2 coal in here. More difficulty sometimes, human corpses will have stuff in their hands, so it's not just enough necessarily just to check the corpse. But on the higher difficulties, it's usually only on the corpse. Because the things they usually have in the hands are like tools. It'll be like an axe or a knife. To be fair, torches are usually pretty obvious, so you sometimes see those in Interloper. Find a wild torch, though the wild torches are usually the good 100% ones. Okay, we'll drop the guts here, drop the hide here. Not quite daylight, so I might take a moment to have the character sleep until it's daytime. I'm gonna sleep him... I guess 4 hours until it's daytime. It's a little bit past dawn. It'll still be fine as long as it's not a blizzard outside. I know it's probably going to be so cold out here.
I need to drop something.
Oh yeah. Feels like minus 29. Nice sunny day, but incredibly cold.
Come on. That's done.
Wait, so not necessarily showing us anything important, I think. But it is helping with making the map look readable and usable. I'm not sure whether or not showing us... I think that's that cave, and not... there's another cave down here as well. I'm not sure if you need either of them for the map. Make some food for the Vergly Road. Forge in one. I think fresh birch bark in the other. Fresh birch bark tea, I mean. Yeah, provides a decent warming up bonus. Oh, a little low on water. Let's make some water before we head off. Oh, I don't like the wind that
Something's gotta go.
took my fuel value on my fire. I was hoping to get some torches out of there. Well, if I can, try to take the fire with me, but would have been a little bit better to take. Okay, we're not going to take that with us. Well, we're going to get cold on route. When I get closer to where I'm going to go out, I think I'm going to find some coal, but obviously coal is not as subdividable as torches. If I'm desperate, I can go back to that fire for charcoal, because in theory it's got a lot of charcoal in it.
Can't feel my feet.
I don't know why I'm trying to pick up the, well, I know why I'm picking up the sticks. But one further I picked up probably wasn't worth the effort. No charcoal in that fire. It might help make the map more interesting if I mapped there, but with our level of fuel, we're not
Damn.
good to do so. The beautification maps are going to have to wait for the second trip. There are a couple caves along the route that we can probably duck into, and with our equipment we'll be warm in the shallow cave we mapped from. Yeah, and some of these places are very good places to potentially map the lower area. Though, might not need to map the lower area, all of them. Because I think at least on that one, I think I've mapped the area below already. So in better weather on lower difficulties, these can be harvested for fuel, the shrub bushes, but they're pretty effort intensive to harvest. They don't necessarily provide that much fuel value. Might be someone like tree limbs, except they're not renewable. It's the other problem with them, is they're not renewable, to my knowledge. Yeah. Alright, couple well, a couple logs there, but the logs aren't, well, they're too much time and not enough heat value, and what we need is heat value, not really time for when I want to start fires. That's why we lost so much fuel in the last fire, was I needed a bunch of heat value. I didn't really need all the time. Sadly, I wasn't able to, lost the time to the wind, so I wasn't able to take it back out. So I believe this overlook is the second Polaroid location. I don't have the Polaroid, obviously, so I'm not going to bother mapping here. Plus, this isn't, I don't think it's got a name. I don't think it's a named location for this Polaroid. I think it's just a really big map area. Oh, no, Wolf Terrace Overlook. Okay, so this is a place where we should map, if I want to be done mapping. On the other hand, I definitely don't have the fuel to be warm here. So we'll come back if we get some coal. Or the Polaroid, one of the two. Climb up these slopes here a bit. And yeah, the upper areas, I believe, are, at least this portion of the upper area, I believe, is colder than the lower areas. Maybe not by much, but by a little bit. Already checked. Sometimes on lower difficulty you'll find pretty nice pieces of loot there. And then this bit here is classed as a cave. So we are technically warm in here, so let's do a bit of mapping while we warm up, just to reveal where it is. Okay, so that actually gave me the overlook. I wouldn't have counted that as a good mapping location for the overlook, but okay, it did. We'll take a moment to feed the sewing primers away to warm up. Ah, it definitely warmed up a bunch. Not regretting that decision. It's still cold once we leave the warmth zone, but much more manageable. Maybe this is like 21, whereas before it was like 39. So again, this is going to be another shallow cave. Theory, step into the warm area and do a map from there. Just add a little bit more to the map. Make it a little bit prettier. And yeah, there's some coal up here, which we'll definitely pick up. Okay, back out into the cold. And I'm not sure if this upper piece here has any map spots, or if you have to descend to get to one first. Oh, surprised. There is no charcoal in that fire. Would have assumed that I had that fire going long enough for there to be charcoal in it. So I'm going to do a little bit of exploring while I'm here. So that's the climb down into gold mine area. Whereas I'm going to go map from the top of the area where you'd climb up from the other side. Then I'll probably map from that location, even though there's nothing... Well, we'll probably still map from that location as well, and then we'll go do the gold mining locations.
Cold is making my head feel thick.
Yeah, so I'm thinking there's no named spots on this bit up here, which is fine and reasonable, I suppose.
Come on. Come on. Goddamn freezing.
And again, from earlier... Well, that's interesting bug. Oh, that's... Yep, that's... Yep, don't know. I think that's the can of peaches being weird. Okay, we'll still cook the can of peaches, but obviously it's not going to recipe, and I have to manually do it this way to get it to work properly. Take up a note of the option. Interesting. Okay, so there's the rope climb. That's the other rope climb. So it's a rope climb down, the place where you get out of the gold mine. I think another rope climb down, and then another rope climb down to get down to the bottom area. Don't necessarily need calories. Well, I don't necessarily need calories right now, so I'm going to focus on prioritizing getting the warming up bonus from calories by cooking and eating porridge here. So we can get moving again. Take the cooking pot. We'd be very unhappy we left that behind. So I'm going to go map the gold mine area. And probably use the gold mine itself as the part save. Unless the weather completely turns against us, in which case that'll be in the next part where we map the gold mine. Looks like the wind is picking up. I don't know if it's going to be enough to stop progress. Okay, yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to be too much to stop progress. Doesn't look like fog's rolled in, even though there's obvious horizontal precipitation here. Okay, how atrocious is the cold? We're only 2 echelons down, so it's going to be less than -20. It is. It's only -10. Yeah, so what I must be wanting to map... Well, actually, we got the mining camp, so most of what I think I'm going to want to map is still down there. Isn't anything up here by the looks of it. Let's go ahead, and while we've got this fire, let's make some pie. So we got the energy to climb down. Oh, it's 45 minutes to cook that, so that should give me enough time, hopefully, to finish off the sewing primer without burning the pies. And it did. Some pie. Energy. Needless to say, I need to get the weight down. I might leave the sewing primer here. Don't need it with us. It's fairly heavy. Okay, so I need to lose about 3 pounds of equipment. It probably needs to be old torches, to be fair. Okay. And then to make the best use of the fuel in the fire. Throw them to the bottom of the climb. We'll pick them up in a bit. Oh, because I need those as well. There we go. Now we can go down. There are ways to billy goat down here, and I have billy goat down here before. In fact, I may have billy goat down here at the beginning of the series. Because while I always remember to put the rope up, I don't always take the time to climb down.
Too heavy.
He says that, but he'll be appreciating the fuel later when he's trying to get warm. And yeah, you can get bunnies down here, you can get ptarmigans down here. I still haven't seen wolves and stuff down here since the wildlife refresh, but there weren't any before the wildlife refresh, my memory is correct. So I know the mine entrance itself is a place I need to map. The place I'm going to go map right now, I'm less sure. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm not as sure about the actual waterfall itself being a mapping location. And yeah, we blew this guy earlier. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he... Well, maybe he wasn't the one with the Polaroid, because we found a Polaroid elsewhere. But I can imagine he might be a person who has the Polaroid.
Come on.
Sometimes. I'm not sure if that's gonna get warm enough. 5 more degrees? Okay, it is gonna get warm enough. I am out of charcoal. That's a problem. I can't map from down here. I think technically we have this area map, like this. It's this little bit here, right? So it's not the end of the world. We can't map it, but I'm also pretty sure the cave entrance is a map, so don't want to go running off right away. How many torches do I have? A lot. So that's 23. I need like 10 to be fair. Do I take the time to just assemble the torch with linen? Probably the best use of the time. Okay, 13 more sticks. What I might do is I might come back here the following day in the game, because at that point this fire will have burnt out and I can pull the oracle out of the fire then. I guess the reality of, like, I have like more than 10 torches that are 49% or better, which 50% is the best you can pull out of a fire, so I'm reaching the point where I'm like disassembling like Nat 19 rolled torches. It was a D20 roll. Actually, no, that'll fit a bit. Make some water while we're here. Hello, that was a big weather change.
It's getting dark out here. Time to look for shelter.
Do I want to cook some more food? It would be porridge if I cooked it. Yeah, it would be porridge if I cooked it. No, I think we can go a bit without cooking more food.
Might have to drop some gear.
You know, I can probably get away with sleeping next to the fire for an hour. I'm currently kind of waiting for the fire to burn out so I can take charcoal out of the fire. Where I spend that time is a little optional. I hear ptarmigan. Can I see ptarmigan? Well, it sounds like I spooked him. The dreaded ptarmigans are trolling me. Okay, embers.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Well, I suppose before this does go out, I should light the torch off of it. It'll make it easier to restart it once I've got the charcoal out of it. Granted, it's nighttime, so I'm not going to be able to use the charcoal, but I do want the charcoal at this point, so. Wanting the charcoal and being able to use the charcoal are two different things sometimes. There it goes. 3 pieces of charcoal. I think it's going to be all I need, because I want to do like one map there, one map right next to the gold mine. And that's before I pass through the gold mine. Once I'm through the gold mine, on the far side of it, I think I have the fireball where I might have done some cooking, actually. So that probably has some more charcoal in it as well. There goes that ptarmigan. As one would expect. Because at this point, it's definitely seen me. Yeah, the mining camp we managed to get from up at the grove. The mine itself, this entry, I believe, is also a separate spot. That we didn't get from the top, so we'll have to catch that in the next part.
I'm gonna have to leave something behind.
So this is where I'm going to go ahead and put the part break. So if you're watching YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow where we hopefully get those 2 spots mapped and start the descent back from the upper area into the lower area. So until the next part, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part. Bye for now.